Alright, last demonstration here. So you've done all the 5 techniques up until this point. Now what we're going to do is the graded wash 2 colors. That's very similar to graded wash 1 color. Okay, this is just 1 color to create the value scale. This is going to be 2 colors to create the value scale. This is typically the graded wash 2 colors. Usually this is where you start to getting more into mastery of skills. This is very much of a beginner. Okay, so here's what you can do. How did I start the graded wash with the 1 color? What did I do first?
Water.
Thank you, water. Yes, I added water to my paint, to my area. So this means that I'm using what technique?
Wet on wet.
Wet on wet, exactly. As soon as I apply water first, it's wet on wet. Okay, so I'm coming in here. Now, since I used green for my graded wash 1 color, I'm going to use green for my graded wash 2 colors. Okay? The reason why I'm doing that is so you can see the difference between just using the color and mixing it with another one. Okay, so I'm going to come in here into my palette, I'm getting some green, so I'm charging and loading the brush. And once again, just like I did before, I'm going to come across. Alright? Come across and I pull the paint down. Now notice I'm coming across. Can you see up there? If my hand gets in the way, please let me know. I want you to be able to see. If you can't see it, this doesn't help. Okay? So see, I come all the way across, right? Oops, more water at the bottom. So far, so good, right? Now, how can I what color can I add to red to make it darker?
Green.
Oh, excuse me, what color can I add to green to make it darker? Oops. Red. Yeah, I just gave you the answer. Nice one, Matas. Okay, so now I'm going to add red. Now, why red? Thank you. Yes, because it's complementary. So it kind of dulls it. So I'm going to grab some red. Get it on my brush. Oops, I got a little bit too much. Always a little bit. The key thing with watercolor is layers. It's working little bit by little bit. Okay, so you never want to throw a lot into it. So I'm going to come in here. That's actually a little bit too much. Okay, so I'm going to come on top. Now notice, it's going to look a little red right at the very beginning. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down. So I'm doing a graded wash first. Then I do a second graded wash on top of it with my opposite color to darken. Now what do you think is the last step? One more layer of what? Green. There we go, because the value scale is going to be green. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some green to it. Right back on top of it. It's still wet, which is what I want. And then I come back over it. I'm going to add a little bit more green. That's almost too much. There we go. That'll work. Remember, if my hand gets in the way, please tell me. There we go. Look at the difference. When you look on the one on the right that I'm doing right now, and then you look at the one on the left that I did yesterday,
Good.
Look at the difference. I'm going to add a little bit more water. So I take that off and I pull it down. Look. I actually have the paints underneath my board to lift it up and put it at an angle. But that I have it. That's a really good question, Leah. The reason why is I have that so my board is at an angle so that gravity pulls the water down and helps me blend a little bit easier. So I'm actually using gravity as a friend to help me. But look at the difference in the greens. This is just adding more green, more pigment to darken it. This is adding another color to darken it. This starts to create more of a realistic feel. Got it? Any questions?